Happy Friday to you, everyone. Good morning, and I trust you are having a fantastic morning. Welcome once again to another amazing program. My name is Princess Awina Indum, and I'm the coordinator for American Ghana at Boba at Mobile Web Ghana. American Spaces provides access to current and reliable information about the United States through its book collections, internet access, events, and activities for everyone. Today's discussion is a continuation of the topic, how you can be hacked through PDFs, images, and links. And we have our wonderful facilitators in the person of Mr. Stephen Maltodonko, who is the coordinator for Internet Youth Governance Forum, and Mr. Ismail Yunsho, who is a network security specialist with the National Information Technology Agency, that's NITA. During the session, please type all your questions or comments in the comments box below, and they will be addressed. Thank you for staying with us, and now I'll turn it over to Stephen and Ismail. Hello, Stephen and Ismail, you're welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, so good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you're connecting to. It's an honor once again to share some valuable information with everybody who is here to learn and how we can actually be hacked using PDFs, links, or any media file to summarize everything together. I know it has been questions that have been lingering on people's mind. How can you actually hack me with just a media file? Is that possible? We are here to prove that to you that yes, it is highly possible to be able to even use as common as a Word document to be able to hack you. Not to waste so much time, I would quickly pull up my brief presentation for today. Just a moment. So we're going to have today's section in, or today's presentation in 3 basic sections, where I'll have a quick presentation, and then we'll have 2 or 3 demo sections to illustrate what it is we are talking about, or what we want to be able to talk about today. So thank you once again for joining. So my name, as I was introduced, as Stephen Maltodonko. I prefer to be called Malto. And today our presentation will be based on how one can be hacked using any media file and links. I always like to bring back this slide, which is digital footprints, and why we need to also be careful. One reason is also to be able to sensitize us that the mobile device as it is we hold or we use or manipulate in everything as it is we do has become one of the most powerful tools as it is we can actually have yet in this generation. And to have a huge penetration of the internet globally, even though we still have over half of the world's population which are yet to be connected on the internet, we've had a lot of innovations that have actually really happened, and they can actually be the good side and the bad side. Today, like we are saying, that can we really be hacked using any link? And I'm sure maybe any of us or some of us probably might have heard or had our friends who got either their Instagram accounts taken over or Facebook accounts taken over. I'm sure a lot of people have been wondering how some of those instances happen, or how were they able to take over those social media accounts. Today, we are hoping that by the time we are done with the presentation, a lot of us would be enlightened on how some of those basic things can be done, especially with the screen as it is we have currently, which was just a mail that was actually received trying to lure the victim just to click a button. So you will notice that someone just got an email that your password had expired. So to keep current password, there's a button. The intent of the hacker in this instance is one, to lure the targeted person just to click the button, as you might see in the email as I'm sharing with all of us. The purpose is that once you click that button, there can be a lot of scripts or programs running at the back of that button. You can actually download anything to your machine. It can be revisiting or redirecting the traffic to another page. So one of the things that it is I keep saying is that once you are not sure the source of where that information is coming from, you either want to be contacting your IT personnel. If you receive such an email, especially those who are on a corporate network, whether be it a bank or any corporate NGO or any corporate institution where the infrastructure is actually the infrastructure is actually handled by an IT expert. In this instance, once you become a victim, once you click this link and your machine is infected, the whole entire network of that organization can be taken off. I would pause here and switch to Ishmael to give us a quick demonstration on how that can be done. Then I'll come back with a different presentation, and then we'll take it from there. So Ishmael, if you can hear me, take it from here.
Hello, continue. Can you continue? I'll give me a moment, please.
Just a moment. So, okay, let me go back to my slides while we give Ishmael the time to. Where is my slide? Princess, can you hold this for me? I think I've closed my slide unknowingly. So that I can reopen it back.
Hello, Mauto.
Yes, please.
It's fine now. It's fine.
Okay, sure. You can go ahead.
Hello, good morning. As I've been introduced, my name is Ismail Michel, and I work with NITA as a network security specialist, and I worked with the set before that, and I'm also working with the SOC currently, as it is. So based on what we are seeing now, most of the things that I'm saying now, I will say today will be based on what I see in the line of work. And I must say this, the last time it didn't occur to me to say it, is a disclaimer of whatever we are showing here. Like, you should not try to replicate this on somebody's network or without permission, because these are the kind of things that will put people in trouble. Yes. So assuming you receive a link from somebody, maybe like during the Christmas season, sometimes you see people receiving links from random people on the internet, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, or any other thing, encouraging them to click so that they will get a certain reward. Maybe sometimes you see KFC. Most of the times you see they are recognizable brands that you would see. That's in this part of the world that you see people are being encouraged to click the link so that they will reap a certain form of reward from the said agency or something. So when you click on those links, you end up opening your machine for somebody to have access to your device. So assuming, let me share my screen here for a moment. Yes. So as you can see here, I'm having two machines, two VM machines. Like, yeah. But I think I should focus on the one with Windows 10 because that's what most people are using currently. As you can see, it's Windows 10. It's fully patched and it's having an antivirus running. So, and I'm having an attacker machine here with a tool that we call BEEF. Is an acronym for it's an acronym that is too long. That's why people don't. So let me keep this thing above others too, so that you will see what is happening. If you observe here on the top right side, left side of the screen of my screen, assuming I have received a link from somebody that I don't know, or maybe I might know the person. Yes, I might know the person, or it might be a news article. As Mauta was saying, it might be a news article that you received from somebody. You open it. So when you open the link, let's assume this is the browser. Then I pasted it. If you observe here where my mouse is hovering on the top right corner, you will see that I have Evil Cop appear, which means that I have a foothold on the machine right now. And as you can see, these are information about the machine, of whatever the machine is running, the screen size, the type of GPU, the GPU I'm using, the screen size that I'm running, and everything, like almost the information about my machine. And with this too comes that I should be able to run certain commands on the machine. I should be able to redirect you to anything that I want. I should be able to take over your router if you are using these Chinese-made routers and stuff. Those are that are vulnerable. I should be able to even redirect. Let me see if I can replicate it so that you see. I should be able to redirect the person to to be able to keep up the person hooked to my browser. I have to be able to do something like I am trying to have the person navigate to a certain website that I want, assuming, let's say, I want the person to go to, let's say, GhanaWeb.com. GhanaWeb.com. As you can see, immediately I click execute. I have been redirected to a certain. Oh, I made a mistake. Sorry, that was clumsy of me. So when I say GhanaWeb.com, I have been redirected to GhanaWeb.com. As you can see, I am able to do execute commands on the machine and everything. With a little bit of work, I should be even able to get your login cookies or something. When I say cookies, I mean when you log onto your machine, for instance, and you log onto Facebook, there is a string that is generated along with your username and a timestamp or something. Is certain information that they use to generate the cookies. So when they generate the cookies, whenever you come back, you don't have to present a username and password. So if I'm able to get that cookie, I should be able to log in as you. So with this thing that I'm doing, that I'm trying to show to exhibit, you should see that the person is able to do a lot of things on your machine without you knowing, and all you did was just visit a simple link. Thank you. So I think Mauto will just take over again so that we can move to the next slide. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ismail. If you can stop sharing my screen so that I'll go back to my screen. So as Ismail said, that ties me to next presentation or next slide, where he was mentioning about certain links going around this Christmas season. So I was lucky enough to find two of such links that was going around Christmas seasons. But before that, I've brought one static test for us to be able to look at. With the huge penetrations as it is, we are having about the entire percentage of all the internet users. About 24% of internet users are currently using, or their favorite application or social media applications are WhatsApp. That would mean that whilst we are on WhatsApp or any of the social media platforms, we need to also be able to safeguard ourselves. Will mean that any hacker can actually use any of those social media platforms as well. I've seen people personally whose WhatsApp accounts have been taken over, and he was calling me who was to do. I've seen a friend's Facebook account and Instagram accounts taken over. I would open this two links for us to see. I don't know if some of us have chanced on this links around Christmas time, where we have certain people advertising, answer certain few questions and gets 500 CDs. I saw a similar one, which was also for Go Ghana. Okay, you will notice that both links actually have similar layouts, even though they are for different companies. So you see Go being exhibited and celebrating 60 years anniversary. Go through the questionnaires and you have a chance to get 500 CDs. I've seen people who I would say I respect that much, even still sharing this kind of links around. And all these people are doing is to allow you to click any of this but whether you click a yes or a no, you can still fall a victim. And that will take me to the next presentation as it is out. I'm going to make the next demo away from Ismail's presentation, which is to also demo that links as it is we click, we can have a lot of information as it is we so wish to have. So I prepared a link which I have shared with some of my friends who I told them for the purpose of the presentation as it is, I want to use this for. I have also shared the link in some of the groups in which I belong in, which I can gladly share one for us to see. So you would notice that I shared, this is some of my trusted friends in 3 different groups. I also shared this with some of my friends. So you notice that even though it's just a common link, I am sharing.
Hello,
you notice that, yes, please.
I think you're not sharing.
I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Apologies. Thanks for prompting me. So this is a link I have actually shared with some of my friends, which is just a shortened link I shared, on WhatsApp, like I was saying, and then also on Telegram. The purpose to show that links as it is we click from anywhere, whether it's on your WhatsApp platform or in your email, a lot of information can actually be gotten from those links. And the purpose for which I am doing is that the link which I have shared, which is, just a moment, which is this, okay, which is just a shortened link. When that link is visited, what the hacker, the targeted or the victim does not know is that even though if I have already shared this link with you, you are going to land at BBC News or bbc.com, you will read or interact with all their web portal, the news as it is they have accordingly. But what you didn't know is that by just mere clicking on the shortened link before you were directed to the BBC website, a lot of information can actually be gotten from your device. All I did was I picked BBC's URL or website address and actually prepared the shortened link for the purpose of the presentation. So if I go to my IP logger, as it is, I heard Ishmael mentioning, I tested the first two links. So you're able to see that I am connected, or I'm connecting to the internet on the Vodafone network. I'm connected, or I'm in Accra. I connected using a Firefox browser. You can even see my IP, or you can actually locate me on the map if you want to be able to locate me. I'm going to refresh this page and see if I have certain victims clicking on the link. So what you would see is that there's somebody from UK who has also clicked on the link, which we can see. I have two people from Wenchi, all the other persons are in Accra. And these are the devices as it is you would equally see. I have two people connecting with, this is me, iPhone or an iOS using a Safari. There is one person connecting using Android phone and a UC browser. Basic information. I could go further and say that, okay, I want to find where this person is. And the disclaimer is we are using, this is not a purpose for people to track. It's just for the purpose of re-educating people that links can be used for any purpose as the hacker is intending to use this for. And we are using some of the tools which will not give us the exact locations as it is we are demoing, so that at the end of the day, even if somebody decides to use this tool, you might not find the exact location as it is you might find. But they can be complicated solutions that can lead you exactly to where it is you want. So I copied one of the IPs for which one of the victims actually is connecting from. And like I said, I can see more information. The time the person even clicked, the person is also on Vodafone, even the broadband, on all the other settings per the network the person really have. Critically for people or persons like me who can be interested in GIS location or maps or location, if we go to maps.google, I think my maps.google.com. Sorry, I typed the wrong link. You would notice that this IP the person is connecting from can actually be translated to the location where the person is actually or had actually clicked the link from. So when I search the location on the map, I can actually be pointed to where the person actually is connecting this from. Why are we saying this? We mean that if you are actually a target for any hacker, for any person, I can just send you a link which you have no idea about. That link could be an example. I had Ismail using one of the Ghana news agencies. I use one of the foreign news agencies. What it means is that it can actually be any link. It can be my personal website. It can be the website of even your company. Once I have prepared that in a different format, and most importantly, whilst it's shortened, Ishmael will tell you that he would never click on a shortened link because he doesn't know what is behind that shortened link. That does not mean that certain shortened links that actually go around on the internet are not safe. But what you also know is that some amount of information can actually be collected by you just clicking on that shortened link that has been shared with you. So this, I've had people or victims who have actually connected. I am them again because the last time it was a static of people who had already clicked. I didn't share with a lot of person before this presentation. You notice that when I started, it was just three items, but when I refresh the page, I have more than three actually showing because of the number of people actually I shared the link with. So we are trying to partner with everyone that if you do not trust the source of the link or you do not know where the link is coming from, please do not click on the link. One, your device can actually be taken over irrespective of the device it is you are using, be it any of the smartphone, whether it's a machine, a desktop machine, a laptop, or a mobile device, it can actually be taken over. I saw Ishmael demoing how by mere clicking on that link, he was able to see what is happening on somebody's machine. He can actually also transfer files if he wants to be able to transfer files and copy files if he wants to do the same from your machine. Why? This was just because you clicked on a link unknowingly. And that was what he can actually exploit to that extent. In my next slide, which is a question that came up in one of my previous presentations, which was how difficult is it for someone to get hacked? Or how easy can it get for one to get hacked? And I keep repeating that it is as difficult as clicking the mouse button, knowing very well what the person is intending to do. Once you click that mouse button, once you hit that enter button, your device can actually be taken over. Ishmael, if you are ready for the next demo, you can take it from here. So in the next demonstration, Ishmael is going to demonstrate how any media file, be it a PDF, be it a picture, or like I said, even a Word document. So one could send you a Word document because you download that Word document on your device or your phone. And by clicking that Word document and thinking, oh, this is just a Word document for you to open. Once you open that Word document, your machine can actually be taken over. So Ishmael. Hello, Ishmael. If you are talking, I can hear you.
One minute.
Okay, so as we wait for Smile to get ready, I want to encourage
Hello.
us to send our questions
Yes.
or our comments in the chat session. Yeah, okay. Ishmael, you can go ahead.
Okay. So let me share my screen again once more. Yes. So we are trying to I'm trying to show you how easy it is for somebody who receives a Word document that has been laced with some macro, a malicious macro that would inadvertently infect the machine and include the machine onto a botnet or any other or any other thing. So I think I have to start my windows again, so that we can see what we are trying to achieve. So as you can see, I'm having a Word document on my desktop. Here, as you can see, it's a Word document that I have already prepared. And oh man, this thing, it keeps popping up. Okay. So This is a tool called Cobalt Strike. It's a tool that we use in the line of work sometimes when we're trying to do. I've clicked it several times. That's why it keeps coming. Sorry, excuse me. So, assuming I have received a Word document like that, like this one, and I want to I want to open it because I've received it. It's maybe named as draft or something, or any other thing that will entice you to click to open it. It's a Word document, all right. You can scan it, yes, but some anti-malwares, antivirus and stuff would catch it, would pick it up, would pick the malicious code within it. So let's cut to the chase and let's just run it. As you can see, on your right again, on my left rather, on my left, the screen. Pay attention. Wow, listen. I should have rebooted the machine, but anyway, it's fine. You can just continue. Anyway, we can just continue. So when I double click on it to open the file, yes, you will see that it's a Word file that I have received. It immediately you see it has appeared over there. And I should be able to, wow, I'm having some issues with my mouse. I'm having some issues with my mouse. With my mouse, if you can excuse me for a moment. So let me turn off some of the machines. Probably maybe that's the one. These are the ones that. Yeah. So as you can see, when I click on it, I can do technically anything to the machine if I want, because I already know the username is admin or whatever. I click on it, I can spawn a new one, so that I should be able to show you a live screen load of whatever is going on the machine. So when I try to, let's say, I want to see the desktop of the machine, I would see the live, even if I choose, if it's successful, even if I choose to interact with it, like I can take over your mouse, do whatever I want with it. At some point in time, if I want, I should be able to even I should be able to even put on your webcam, your microphone, or any other thing. It's a little bit slow. My machine is a little bit slow, so it's taking forever. Let's try another thing, maybe, I think. Yeah. Hello. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Ishmael.
Yeah. As you can see, now I can see the screen. If I choose, I can make, if I choose to do so, I can make, as you can see, I am making entry on your machine. I can browse your machine, download whatever I want, upload whatever I want onto your machine, as you can see. So this is just the tip of the iceberg of whatever is possible with these kind of tools. This is not one of those tools. There are many of these kind of tools online. Most of them are free that you can download, but I would suggest you should not do this on any machine that you don't have permission to do so, because this is how people get in trouble. I believe if you are aware about, if you know about WannaCry, somebody got into trouble just by stopping WannaCry, because at some point in time he wrote some malicious code. Then he traveled to the US and he got into trouble and he was arrested, and the rest is history. So I believe you should not be doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. These are just for educational purposes. We are just trying to educate people on the dangers of clicking and opening files that they don't know the source. I know there are times that people will get hacked without even them soliciting, clicking, or any other thing. Maybe somebody might just send you a text message. Like I keep saying this. There is this group called NSO in Israel that specialize in writing these kind of tools. They are able to develop zero-click exploits that's able to exploit even your iPhone. That, like, it just turns your phone or whatever into a bug that listens to whatever you do. So like those are a different class of malwares. Those are state-sponsored malwares and stuff. They need a lot of investment and creativity to be able to pull off. But with these kind of things, just anybody with any small know-how should be able to pull off these things. And then, but if the fact that I said you should be able to pull it off does not mean that you should do it. I keep emphasizing on this. It's very important. You don't want to be in trouble. You don't want to be in trouble because when they catch you, there are so many laws that they can come after you with it, and you are going to be in trouble. So I think I will hand over to Maluto to continue. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that quick demonstration. I'm hoping people have seen how your device can actually be taken over using a Word document. Once it's a Word document, it can actually be a picture. Once it's a Word document, it can actually be a music file. Once it's a Word document, it can actually, anything as it is, you can actually think of. So you don't want to click on links as it is, you are not sure about. When you get emails which you are not sure about where it's coming from, you don't want to attend to, either in respect of what it is they are asking you to do, be it confirm a registration. I would always say that try to inspect the email from which the sender is sending that email from. Most of the times, some of these emails are triggered from not very familiar email addresses. Either there are a lot of numbers in them, or the site doesn't actually even make any sense. So once you see anything of that sort and you're not sure about ask someone or the person they are pretending to be sending that information from. You can actually contact the person directly before you take any action. I've seen an email in the instance where the finance department actually received an email to actually approve a budget from the MD. Once the person click on that kind of a link, before you realize your machine is taking over. Once your machine is taking over, like I said earlier, your entire company network or the corporate network can also be taken over. So you want to be mindful what links you are downloading. When you're actually on corporate networks, you don't want to be downloading any file just because somebody has sent a file to you. You can be that target to be used to actually take over the corporate network. So you want to be very mindful, especially with links and media files that actually reach to you. I would want to share one more slide. We plan to give room for a lot of questions today, since we've already had an earlier presentation on the same subject matter. So thank you, Ishmael, again for that present. So the last slide as it is I'm sharing today is for anyone who sees any cyber security or any concerns or any fraudulent website, or if you've been hacked or anything. They are actually an agency that actually takes care of this item. You can send them an email, send them an SMS, WhatsApp, call them. They would assist you professionally. Thank you. Today, we are ready for a lot of questions so that we can actually demystify some of the things on the minds of our viewers. Thank you, Princess.
Thank you very much, Stephen and Ismail, for this wonderful presentation. And I trust that we are all
Hello,
learning
Princess.
for those of us. Yeah, hi, Ismail.
Yeah, I think let me just do this little. I want to show people one more thing before we continue. So
yes, please go ahead.
One minute, please. Yeah.
Okay, so as we wait for Ismail, we want your questions and comments. Yeah. Okay, Ismail, you go ahead.
Yes. So there is a website called Virustotal. Mostly, if I don't trust a link or I don't trust a particular file that I have received, mostly I throw the file at it. It's kind of like an online something that we use to scan for malwares and stuff. So you see the file that I just displayed, I can just upload it. It should tell me if there is a malware on it or something. More than 70% of the time, they will find, like, you will find out that it's malicious. Be it a link, a file, you can throw it there. Don't click on it. Just send it there before you click on it. If you send it there, if they tell you it checks out, you are free to do so. But like most of the times, you know, it's a device that was developed by a human, so there are chances of it being wrong. But it's fine. You can just I'm just throwing it as a tool that you can add to your arsenal, so that you use it to whenever you receive a link that you don't trust, you can send it there so that we can. So you can click, you can send it there so that you can see. But as you can see, the tool was not able to identify whether the thing that I sent was containing anything malicious, but it contains something malicious. So, but it's fine. 90, like I said, almost 70 something percent of the time, it will find something. If there is something, it will find something. So that's all. Thank you.
Yes. So before you come in, Princess, just to add to what Ismail just demonstrated, to say that you can throw any file or link to that site to find out if there is a malicious script or item on the site. Will just be that because hackers are actually getting smarter, the ways of actually building those websites are actually also to pretend to some of these tools as if though they're actually a clean website. So what some of the hackers will do will be that even though they give you a very secured looking website to connect to, there can be an HTTPS extension. You connect to the website, it looks very clean. But what they do is that they lure you to click a button on the website. By so doing, it's just like now you are downloading another file onto your machine, or by the clicking of that link as it is you have on the site, it might redirect you to, or might trigger another permission from your machine. So there might be certain websites as it is that are carefully actually designed to skip some of those tools. But like he's saying, about 70 or 75% of the time, it will be able to catch some of those websites that automatically will run in the background, because there are certain websites, once you visit the website, certain script starts running to either find or mine certain information from your devices, such ones that are self-starting or that can execute on themselves. Such analyzers will be able to quickly determine them for you. That'll be all I want to add to his last words.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ismail and Stephen, for this enlightenment. And so keep sending in your questions. And so now we are going to go straight to our YouTube page and where our listeners and our viewers are asking the questions. And so the first question is, how does one authenticate shared links or documents?
Yes, like just as I said, one of the tools that you can use is Virustotal. It's what I will use Virustotal for to check if it contains anything malicious, but not to authenticate. You have to, as you can see in my previous demo, I was able to redirect somebody to go to Ghana Web, but meanwhile in the address bar, the address was not Ghana Web. For me, like I am the one redirecting the person because the person clicked a link that he was not supposed to. I'm able to redirect you to any place that I want. But so the point I'm trying to make is
Ismail, sorry, please, can you turn on your video so we can see you? Thank you.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make is I'm trying to share here is you should pay attention to the address bar. Pay attention very well. You should know the difference between I and 1. You should know the difference between 0 and O. Like I can say facebook.com, but it's not facebook.com. It's either I wrote face B0CK or something like that. I can just write something like that to entice you to click on it. And sometimes some people will do domain squatting. They have something that they call domain squatting. Maybe you have let's say GhanaWeb.com, and I'll just go and buy something GhanaWeb.something. Whenever people don't read to the latter, people don't actually read. It is actually a research has been conducted. People don't read words through to know that okay, this is the word they read the first 3-5 characters to know that okay, this is the word I'm dealing with. Then the person will just move ahead and go and do whatever. And the mistake that some people do is they will be like, if the site has a TLS certificate, then the site must be legitimate. Now TLS has become very common. Gone are the days that it used to be very hard to come by, but now it's very common. Now I can just set up a website and I'll use Let's Encrypt to get a certificate for my website. It checks out, it's green, as people have been trained to check. It is green. So the best thing that you have to do is check the link, the address bar. Make sure that you are paying attention to it. Make sure what you are you seeing what you are expecting. That's what you should be very that's how you authenticate a link. You can't just say I want an automated script. There are certain things automated scripts will not be able to do for you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ismail, for your answer. Simon, do you have?
You notice I was smiling because he was hitting the nail right on the head. Most importantly, like he said, hackers would first and foremost want to mark whatever websites they want to intend to use, either shortening the link, okay, before redirecting you to the actual link. In some cases, like as this is mentioned, for the purpose of re-echoing, the hackers might actually misspell the item to actually look similar or close to the website as it is he rightfully said. So you want to pay attention to some of the website links that actually are shared with you and ask yourself that question. Ishmael will say that security is expensive. You can't be in a rush to wanting to say that, oh, by a mere looking at it. Bear in mind, we as human beings, sometimes our mind play a trick on us, thinking that, oh, this is what it is I saw. Well, when actually it's not what it is you saw. So when somebody shares a link with you and you want to visit it, you want to inspect the website, okay. Is he actually from Yahoo or Hotmail or Google as it is they are saying? Some people might even buy the entire extension. If it's from mobileweb.com, they can do mobileweb.com something else. I don't know if you get me, or add another extension to, so might have your entire website, but might have another, maybe as a subdomain. If you're not very vigilant in that link as it is, you want to you click, you might be in trouble.
Thank you, Stephen. And so the next question, an important one: what are the dangers associated with cracked softwares? Who wants to go
This
first?
entire presentation is about those things, because gone are the days that we used to download cracked software until we understood that we were setting ourselves for attack. So most of us stopped. For instance, when you buy there is this very well-known adage or maxim, I don't know, they say there's no free lunch. You can't, somebody will not waste his time to do something for you to do for free. Even your parents, they will take care of you and they expect you to behave. If you misbehave, they think, no, you think you have grown, then you must find a way. So yeah, so the point is there is no free lunch. If you want to use something, you pay for it. If you want to use Microsoft Office, you pay for Microsoft Office. If you want to use, if you think you can't pay for Microsoft Office, there are alternatives like LibreOffice, OpenOffice, and others. They are free of charge. Yeah, they are good. They are very good, but maybe some people prefer to use Microsoft Office. So, but this is exactly what we are trying. The point we are trying to point across. Don't use cracked software. There are no free lunch. I will do the crack and I will put in my addition and I'll give it to you. You become part of my botnet, then I will be doing whatever I want to do with your machine. Okay.
Thank you very much for that answer. And yes, Stephen.
Yes, so cracked software actually comes with a lot of dangers to users or its users actually. So I gave this example, like saying that a licensed software, so there are only two, you can say, you can generalize them to two kinds of software, even though you can have different ones. So generally, you can have a license and maybe a cracked or a free software. You can have the free share, or they can be different categories. Like I said, if you think you can't pay for the license software, there are open source versions as it is you can use either any of the Linux flavors, either Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora, Kali, like he's using. Those are free operating systems. That's when you think you can pay for the license for Windows. So what he's clearly saying is that if it's Windows you want to use, pay for the license for Windows. If it's Microsoft Office you want to use, don't crack it, pay for the licenses. Because what you do by using a cracked software or application is that maybe a contractor is built his or her house and saying, I'm selling it for 100 cedis. And then somebody comes and say that, oh, I have broken the back door. You can actually have access to the building, and you've gone into the building. What it means is that any other person can actually go through the back door into that same building. And so whilst you are not there in the building, I can come for a TV and go, or come and put something else in your room, which you will not know. That's basically what you are doing by using cracked software. So you are basically just open up yourself to any attacker or to the world and say that, okay, I'm here, you can come and use my machine. So you notice that when you use cracked software, if you're a good user of cracked software, most of the times you notice either your machine runs slow, like over a period, I said, oh, my machine is running slow. I remember advising one corporate person where he kept complaining. So that was the first thing I asked him. I was like, have you paid for the license for your Windows or your, and he said no. So I encouraged him to pay for, and it's been over a year. He's not complaining about similar instances again. So all you need to do is that pay for your antivirus, pay for your operating system. If it's a Windows you are using, pay for it. If it's Microsoft Office, pay for it, so that you don't have people spamming or flooding your machines or devices.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
One more thing. Mauto was saying something like, there was this joke going around on online, saying somebody was selling his fridge, a fridge that they sell for 1,500 and he was selling it for 150. So somebody bought it for 150, and now he's complaining that the fridge is like it shocks him. So that's the case. That's the kind of case that it has been. You can't just buy. You can't just try using something for free and end up complaining.
Thank you for hitting the nail right on the head. And so, with regards to this, can you let us know common sites that hackers can easily use in attacking online users? Yeah, who wants to go first?
Yeah, so I don't get his question, but what is it? There's not like a common site, and a hack can actually be done anywhere. I said I've seen of a friend's Facebook account has actually been taken over. I've seen someone's WhatsApp account taken over, and all these people, it was just by clicking a link where they didn't know that, oh, this was what it is the link who actually do to them. They felt it was just a link they were actually clicking. And so a hacker can use any medium as it is they want to use once they have the good playground to be able to inject whatever tools as it is they want to be able to use to achieve the needed target or to be able to get to the needed targeted person. It might just take time. Because bear in mind, every system can actually be hacked on this earth. Because don't trust you me, the NASA says that everybody have once in their lifetime been hacked at a point. It is just how long you can actually delay the hacker from hacking you. And these things that it is we can do would only be by paying critical attention to some of these few details and say that, oh, okay, this has been spelled. This is not how my company website link is spelled. Oh, this is a link or an email from somebody I'm not sure about. And do I want to do a second verification? You want to pause and review if that thing is really where it is coming from before you take the necessary action. But an attacker can actually use any medium when he so wishes. There can be popular places where they tend or probably be able to play more often, where Ishmael mentioned, I think last 2 weeks or something, that people who are fond of downloading the X-rated movies or who wants to download free movies, or some of those free sites are where some of those injections can be done. So whilst some of those items are being downloaded, they might have other things that you don't know about that might come with the free downloads as it is you are downloading.
Thank you, Stephen. We have a few minutes to end, so we'd have to be quick with answering our questions. And
Okay.
so with regards to social media pages we have, is it possible that a hacker can try to attack someone by sending a friend request, and when you just click on the acceptance, you could be hacked? Is that possible?
Yeah,
Because
it's very
sometimes
possible.
you see weird people sending you friend requests, and so usually what I do is I go and check the person's profile, and you see that the person has just posted an image which is not even his or her picture, something different.
As you can see, all the things that we demonstrated today, especially the first demo, the possibility of somebody that they have something that they call cross-site request and things. So like cross-site is like maybe you trying to mimic somebody. I'm coming, 1 minute. Cross-site, basically cross-site, I'm coming. I'm trying to have a very good definition. So
Okay, so as we wait for your answer, Stephen, if you
cross-site request.
okay, so as we wait for your answer, Stephen, if you can just
it's a type of
okay,
attack.
then go ahead.
It's a type of attack that the person can inject something into your browser, like inside inside the trusted website, so that somebody would have the effect. Like maybe I'll booby trap something. I'll put something on the table, and somebody will just come and knock it down. Maybe I'll put a glass. Somebody will come and knock it down, and he'll take the blame. But this is it's kind of like not exactly so, but when you touch it, you get infected. Then I can take over. I can do a lot of things to your machine. Are you getting me? I think I'm lost. Sorry, yeah. So Mau to continue.
Okay, Mau, Stephen.
Continue.
Yeah.
He's frozen.
Stephen, would you want to continue? Please, you're on mute, Stephen.
Yes. All we kept saying from day one of this presentation of Jenny is that you can actually be hacked, or your machine or your account can be taken over by you just clicking a mere link. He's talking about the cross site and all those. There are a lot of things that can actually be done. Some of those friend requests can even come like an email. So because most of the friend requests, you might get the notifications in your email. They might max the email address to look close to that of either Facebook or any of their accounts. That's when, if you don't take critical attention to inspect the email, you might think that, oh, this might be somebody you want to be able to connect with. And by just so clicking, and because we are becoming so sophisticated and lazy at the same time, where we want everything done very easily. So once I see it, I just want to click and just go ahead with it. By so doing, your accounts can still be
yeah, okay.
Okay, so a quick question. So it's my, because time is running, I want to pick two questions so that we can wrap up quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So Luteta is asking that what happens if the link is opened in an incognito mode?
So you're not safe.
Okay.
It's better you don't click on it. If you don't trust it, don't click on it at all.
Okay.
Incognito mode just
so a question from
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just take our last question because we are running out of time. And the questions are a lot, but I have to just do with one question. And Linda is asking, what plugins can I install on my browser to detect PDFs, images, or links that may have malware or viruses embedded in them? Yeah.
I think Virustotal has a plugin.
Yeah,
Virustotal has a plugin that you can install in your browser. So mostly it does. And one more thing, people don't like updating their applications. Like maybe you installed the very most recent browser, but the plugins that you are having, you've not updated them. They are still a source of attack that somebody can use to attack you. And there is if you don't pay for license of your Office or Windows, you will not be able to update it. So you see the catch. So you should be able to update you should pay for the license so you can get updates. The updates are corrective measures that they take to fix problems that you have that we meet with time. For instance, if your machine is vulnerable to double pulsar or something, and you don't update, you are setting yourself for attack. So those are one of those things. I think Stephen will have something to say too.
Okay. Thank you, Ismail. Stephen, do you have something to add?
Yeah, so
okay. So coming in from
digital.
Stephen, please go ahead. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, you're back.
Yes. So I was having some ISP issues. Can you re-echo the? I think you were asking if there are plugins that can be used. If that was the question you asked, if I got it right, because we were breaking at a point.
Yeah. So Linda was asking what plugins can be installed on a browser to detect PDFs, images, or links that have malware or viruses.
Okay, so I think I've chanced on, even though I'm not a Windows user, on this upgrade. I think they did on one of the Windows 10 versions and apples, where you are able to install the, I've actually shared the link in the chat section, if you can share that with the viewers, where you can actually set your Edge browser, which is for Windows, since most people actually use Windows lately. What it does is just to isolate the browser or put a sort of what we call a container, that whatsoever as it is you are browsing, you might not get out of that that container, because Windows has actually done some bit of work with the Microsoft Defender, which is called the application guide or something, the Defender application guide, if I remember very well. And so you can look at that and explore the option of setting that up if you are currently using Windows, or you're on a Windows machine. That will be all I'll say.
Sure. Thank you very much for your answer. Yes, I would have wished to still ask the questions, but unfortunately, time is not on our side. And so thank you all so much for joining today's discussion. Thank you so much, Mauto and Ismail, for being here with us. And thank you to our viewers too for staying on with us in today's discussion. So before ending today's program, I would like to tell you about an online resource that you may find helpful, and that's the eLibrary USA. The eLibrary USA is a state-of-the-art digital library with 9 premier electronic databases that includes digital newspapers, magazines, journals, videos, and dissertations. Usually, this resource is only available to use in person at our American spaces. But with the global pandemic, we are opening up access to these amazing resources. So if you are interested, sign up using the link that will be shared in the comments box, and so that you could have these amazing resources. And so this has been a wonderful program, and thank you all once again for staying with us. This program was brought to you by the U.S. Embassy Ghana, American Kana Agoba, in partnership with Mobile Web Ghana. And this concludes our program. Please follow us on our social media pages, U.S. Embassy Ghana on Facebook and on Twitter, for more amazing virtual programs. Thank you for joining us today, and please continue to ensure all protocols due to the COVID situation. And if you are yet to get your vaccination, please do so. Stay safe, and see you same time next week. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye, Princess. Bye.